You know, you talked about what makes a good leader. Who is a good leader?
Well, I'll tell you a couple great leaders from history, and you'll notice that they were very much in touch with their nobody roots. Joan of Arc. Who was she? Nobody, a peasant girl. She became somebody who saved France from the British. There's a great speech in Shakespeare's play Henry V, in which I picture Laurence Olivier giving this speech, or Kenneth Branagh giving this speech. But it's one in which the king talks to all the troops on the eve of this great battle. And he presents himself as just one of the troops. And he has gone around the previous night in disguise being one of the troops so he could learn how they were feeling as they faced this battle. And he uses that in making this greatest of all inspirational speeches. George Washington had this knack. He knew how to mingle with the troops and show them that he was just a regular guy, and then turn around the next day and do his duty as a somebody, as a general, and lead them in war. And troops will follow a leader who they know deep down realizes that he is just like them. This was a knack that actually Ronald Reagan had. Without commenting on his politics, I think everyone realizes that he had a knack for identifying as a common man. And accordingly, the common man could accept him as a king. And partly he could do that because he had played the king in movies. He had played the somebody in movies, and he knew he was just a regular guy playing a somebody. So he understood somebodyness and nobodyness better than many of our presidents have. Another great example from modern business is Andy Grove, head of Intel, who saw that it would be productive for his company, would foster creativity, if all the scientists and the executives had similar offices. It was a statement of equality of status and equality of rank when it came to the creative side of that company. So everybody's in an identical cubicle, even the CEO.
So what would you tell somebody coming out of business school who had their sights set on being running a great company, being a great leader?
Learn to listen. You'll find the new ideas are bubbling up from the nobodies. And another thing is, you think that the CEOs are important because they make decisions. Equally important are good questions in any company. A good question can save you from a terrible decision. Which is really more important, the question or the decision? The question was what got you reconsidering, and ultimately the question saved you from this terrible decision. So this raises the question, why do we pay the CEO 10,000 times more than we pay the kid who asked the good question? Dubious practice, in my opinion. That doesn't mean everybody should be paid the same. People do contribute more or less value in companies and in any organization, and pay can legitimately reflect that. But my thought for the person coming out of business school is watch out for the arrogance that thinks that all that matters is the decision maker. In the best companies, they have a process in place that really rewards the people who ask good questions.